This band. I like this band. I wrote it down so I don't forget who they are. Oh, I remember. Fucking! We're back. And am I in a good mood right now? Because I just heard some Mordeo, and let me tell you, imagine if dystopian acid band had a baby, and they brought some modern sounds to it. This thing is crusty, more crusty than your greasy grandpappy's underwear. This thing is sludgy. Sludgy! More sludge than the McDonald's number 7 wrapped in a Wendy's, whatever the freaking food that is. I could feel the sludge clogging my arteries. Man, was I psyched when this band got put on my map. It is an honor. It is a pleasure to have Jake from Mordeo. Man, I gotta tell you, you've got the sound, dude. You've got the sound. And how you doing today?
Pretty good, man. That's the best intro I've ever heard in my entire life.
You deserve that intro. You deserve that intro because one thing missing out of modern music is that fresh sound. You're able to channel these sounds from the past, these sludgy, crusty sounds, and just bring it in a modern way. And I am that single I heard, man. I have listened to that 6 times today. 6 times. That's how my brain works when I get into something. And you got to be proud, man.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun making all this music. This is the first like band I've like recorded bass for, and it's a cool challenge. But it's a lot of fun. Like making music with these guys has been a blast.
Yeah, you've got something. I sound like an old-time radio disc jockey. You've got something here. Something big's going to happen, except I ain't here blowing smoke. Anyone that knows Metal Horror Madman, I'm passionate about metal. I love this scene. I've lived it my whole life. The only constant thing in my up and down life has been heavy metal, and I love when I hear a new band coming out with a sound like that that's going to make an instant impact. Instant impact, dude. I'm telling you, that was a trip. That was a trip. The intensity, the aggression, and people think like this type of music is just noise, and it's like, no, I had that groove in there. I had that flow. How did this band come together?
So I got asked probably like third. It was okay. Brandon, the singer.
Yep.
He met up with a couple of like local. It's a bunch of local punk guys basically in our local scene. Like I play metal. The 2 guitar players were like, we just want to start a metal band. Who should we get? They asked me to play bass. I was like, yeah, sure, hell yeah, this is easy. This is no brainer. It's just guys that I spent the last 15, 20 years going to local shows with. And then we started jamming. We jammed for about 4 months without a drummer, which was an interesting experience. It was just a horrible time trying to find a drummer. Like, just everyone is busy. All the drummers are in 16 other bands.
Yeah.
And then we got one of our old buddies to play drums. Dave Holbrook is his name. But it just kind of came together because we all started in bands like 20 years ago, and eventually all of our members like moved across the country, and so we could never play locally. So we're like, let's like get a bunch of local guys to try and throw something together, and just so happened to work pretty well.
Oh, it's working. And I love this. The song's called Bring Back the Fear. And that's what we need to bring back in this scene. We need you afraid. I like people afraid like of this band, my favorite band right here, a little band called Fucking Slayer! And that's the intensity I got when I heard Bring Back the Fear, dude. I'm like,
yeah,
you guys sounded like a well-oiled machine that have been doing this forever. It sounds, I could not believe how tight that song sounded. And it seems like you said you've known these guys in the scene. You played in some bands, they played in some bands, so it's just like kind of organically gelling, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We've only been a band for a year and a half, 2 years or something. We wrote the songs over like a 6-month period, and then recorded the album like pretty much right away. And that was It's been done for about a year, and we've been sitting on it. Finally
Wow.
showing people anything. Bring Back the Fear was the first single we put out, and I am so stoked to have it out. Particularly for me, the bass tone's been a blast because it's so loud.
Yeah, dude, you hear it in there, and that's something I feel like a lot of bands don't represent the right way. And
No,
right,
definitely
they
not.
just don't. It's missing sometimes, and it brings that just extra punch to the music. You know, it just brings that extra something that a lot of bands just leave out for no reason, or they don't know what they're doing
Yeah.
with it sometimes.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Man, how does it? How did that? I mean, it's. I love to tell people too, because if there's a band out there just starting. There's a couple of guys in their garage, and they're trying to go like, how do we make this happen? And I feel like a lot of bands get nervous if it doesn't happen right away. And you're telling me you've been sitting on this for a year. What
Yeah.
advice do you give to bands about that when you go like, hey, you got to have patience sometimes, right? You can't just expect everything to just happen.
Yeah, you just have to like beat your head up against the wall, just like keep at it. Like even if you
Right.
suck, if you're terrible, just practice. You know, keep doing it, keep having fun. Do it for
Guys,
fun is the other reason.
that makes me so happy. That makes me so happy because as someone that creates content and I do these things and I'm on stage and I'm doing all these wacky, nutty things where people think I'm out of my mind. I am out of my mind a little bit. And what's wrong with that? Because I want to have fun and I want to bring fun back. I want to bring fun back to this community where you're at a show, you're yelling, you're screaming, no one's judging each other, right? You're just out there doing it for the fun. That just made my heart's fluttering the little butterflies when I hear someone go, we're just doing it for fun. It's that simple.
Yeah, yeah. We should have named the song "Bring Back the Fun."
Hey, maybe that'll be the EP. And when you play
Yeah.
music like this, and I hear some of those influences, but who would you say are your two or three? And I know sometimes your influences could be bands not even from the scene, but who would you say your 2 to 3 influences that just helped you get along?
I know for Brandon, our singer, it's bands like His Hero's Gone and like Full of Hell, and definitely
Yeah.
like Full of Hell was one that we all kind of melded together with. Primitive Man is like another one. There's a little bit of High on Fire in there too, definitely.
Yeah, I could hear it. I could hear it, dude. But yet
Yeah,
you have your own
yeah,
sound. You have your own sound.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
the first listen to that song, I got to be honest, Jake. I'm going to talk to him later. I was almost like, what genre of music is this? I'm metal genre because there was so much going on.
I've been describing it as like you take a couple of metal dudes trying to play punk, and you take a couple of punk dudes trying to play metal, and that you end up somewhere that's cool. I don't know what to call it either, other than crusty, doomy, sludgy, in that ballpark. But it's heavy and loud. That's how I like to describe it.
Heavy and loud, heavy and loud. And have you guys played live yet, or?
Yeah, we've done a handful of shows. The whole idea is that we would have a band that could play a random Tuesday locally, and then
Yeah.
it just so happened that we started getting this ball rolling. We're like, oh, we're gonna try and play this right, and like make sure that we're being aimed and pointed at it, and it just took off.
And man, has it taken off. Man, has it taken off. And I am telling when that thing drops, I like to hype things. I don't know if that surprises you or not about my personality just meeting me.
Yeah,
But
no.
I can't wait to do a hype video, dude. And I know when you said the drummer, and that's one of the most common things I hear for people saying, like finding a drummer is the toughest part sometimes for a band. What's another thing that's been, if you had to give some more advice and you go, here's another struggle you're going to have to overcome and just stay the course when you're forming a band?
I just perseverance is really all it is. We're all like separately in our own separate bands that we played with before. We're all each other's band dads, like in our own little other projects. So this
Yep.
band has just been effortless because everyone's like, all right, I know what to do on my chunk, you know what to do on your chunk. Everyone's all on the same page about getting everything done professionally. It's been easy. That's been the best part about it.
And that's, you know, what I'm taking from that is just find the right group of guys, right? Like I've seen sometimes the wrong group of guys get together and they kind of force it. And you could, I've seen a couple of bands that were up and coming and then they just explode. And I knew it was going to happen. When I saw there was no chemistry with the guys and there was a lot of infighting right off the bat, I'm like, oh, that's not the way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're like, we don't have that problem. We don't have that problem. Well,
No.
already.
Yeah, I've been friends with the drummer since high school, and like 2007, 2008. Like he's been in 10 other bands. I've been in 10 other bands. We finally, after like 10 years, started playing together again. It's been easy. And then I was like a 15-year-old when I started going to my singer Brandon's shows. He used to be in this band called the Mackay. It's awesome band. And I used to go to every single one of their shows when I was like a kid, like an actual kid.
Oh man, dude, this is like this when this band blows up. That's when you're gonna be doing documentaries. That's one of those stories that people are gonna hear and go, that doesn't even sound real to me. That's like a dream story that you guys reconnect. You know, you're just watching the guy and then you reconnect and then you're putting out an album together. Oh, that is crazy.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Fun. That's what this guy's all about, everybody. More fun in this world, less pain, less suffering. That's what we need. When did you decide your journey in life needed to be music?
It's probably about the time I was like 15. Like I first started like going to like local live shows, and I was just like, that's when I picked up guitar. I was like, I didn't even know if I was going to be like good at guitar or anything, and I kept with it. It's like been like 20 years now.
Yeah,
and I just knew immediately. Like I liked listening to music. I knew that when I was like 9. I was like, I just love music. And then 2005-ish, I started seeing all like my favorite bands like immediately off the bat, and like some hilarious concerts in retrospect. We live in Chico, California, which is I think it's about 100,000 people that live here. And there was a Lamb of God show in 2007 with Lamb of God, Trivium, Machine Head, and Gojira opened, and it was a 1,000 cap venue, tiny little venue, like, and that should be in an arena now, maybe like bigger than an arena. Like it's wild.
It's crazy. And Lamb of God, I got to see a couple of times last year. I saw him at Louder Than Life, which was crazy. And then I saw him at a show with Hatebreed and Shadows Fall. And that's a band that just still sounds as good as when they came out. Like the passion of that. You would think those guys just started when they hit the stage.
Yeah. I've seen them like 8, 9 times. They're one of my favorite bands.
Oh, that's it. Walk with me in hell. I love that song because I'm walking through hell every day, everybody. But I'm everybody's knight in shining armor. I'm just a pleasure to be around. I'm just like you. I want to have fun. Sometimes I have a little too much fun, and then I have to come out of that phase and rebuild myself. With you guys, it sounds like you're focused. Anybody party too hard? Are there any issues in the band that ever hold anything back?
That's the funny part about this band. It's like I'm the band dad in like every other band I've been in. I'm the one that's driving. I'm usually the one that's like sober. I'm the degenerate in this band. Like I have an occasional beer here and there, and like that's it. Like I don't get like belligerently drunk or anything, but everyone else in the band is sober or like smokes a little bit of weed. And there's no issues there. It's hilarious. You would hear the music and be like, oh, these guys smoke a bunch of weed. Yeah, but no problems. Nobody's belligerent. Nobody barely even does drugs. So
that's good. Yeah, I heard the music and I was like, I don't know what else they're doing. My problem, Jake, is, and I try to go out when I never want to see any followers or anything see me belligerent. I've seen bands that I really respect and like, and Not a lot of times, but I saw someone I really looked up to, and he was on everything, and he was wasted. And just seeing him on stage, it like honestly did hurt me. Like it actually hurt me to see one of my heroes like that. So I'm glad to see that you guys got it together, because like fans don't want to see that either. You know, they're psyched to see it, and someone's playing sloppy, they're missing lyrics, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's funny because like we're like most of us in our like early 30s, and in our singer's probably, I think, I don't want to like call out his age or anything, but I think he's somewhere
Sure.
like mid 40s, and he's like,
Oh, okay.
none of us, we're just like, we can't like drink or do any of that because we'll just have the worst hangovers for our entire lives, and like it's just in your 30s when I should probably chill out a little bit.
Oh, I'm 48, and let me tell you, it gets rough when you go hard. And I had a couple of slip ups last year. I had a couple. I'm a human being.
Oh yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
can have slip ups, but that recovery the next day, it really starts changing, man. It's crazy. It's crazy what
Yeah, yeah.
happens. It's like, and there's nothing you can do. You could stay hydrated. You could stay active. You could exercise. I mean, I personally don't believe in exercise. I think it's highly overrated. But even if I was to exercise water, it ain't going to fix that. That hangover goes from like I could walk it off the next day to like it's going to be a 2-3 day hangover from one day of binge drinking. Just physically, it's just what happens.
The best thing over cure is not drinking at all.
Dude, it is the best thing. And I just took like, I don't know, 4.5 months off. 4.5, and then I had a day where I just crashed and burned. And I'm like, you know what? Not gonna beat myself up. Just gonna recalibrate, regroup, and just move forward. But I suffered by that day. You would think too. Some of us, the problem is, I hope you don't have this problem, but you take a break like that. And then the day you come back, it was like I never took the break. I'm going to have a drink or two, and I'm going to pass out. Nope. I just got right back into form as if I was on a 2-week bender. It's the worst thing ever.
Yeah, no, I'm lucky that I'm like I said, I'm the degenerate of the band, but like I might have like 2 or 3 beers, like tops, in a night, and be like, oh,
Oh,
I'm getting heartburn. I need to go to bed.
oh
Like,
you guys, and you need to listen to him here. I can't. I am telling you, if you're in a band, even if you're 20, I've watched some of you when you get out of control, belligerent. It's just not good for the brand. It's just not a good thing. And I always think of Alice Cooper. I'm a big Alice Cooper guy. Like that's what got me into metal. And I think of Alice Cooper saying like he used to think he had to be drunk to make all that great music and all those hits. And then he said, man, if I wasn't drunk, I wouldn't have had the downfall and had to have a comeback and like rebuild. And I really believe that, right? If you stay focused, good things are just going to happen.
yeah, yeah. I actually saw Alice Cooper like I think it was last summer. God, it was so good. He's like in his 70s and he's rocking.
He's in his. I like to show off my tattoos. I'm full of myself.
Hell yeah.
But I got the Alice, and underneath that is his band, the Hollywood Vampire. I'm a geek. I've seen him like 40 times. His band with Johnny Depp and Joe Perry, and that's what I love. That's what I love. I watched him with band, and he blows him off the stage. Like I watched him with Deep Purple. I watched him with Motley Crue. I've watched him with Rob Zombie. I've watched him with Ace Frehley. Every time I feel bad when they have to fight. When that School's Out endings, happens, and the balloons and you're like, this is like a full-blown Madison Square Garden arena show this guy puts on, and right, he sounds as fresh as he ever did.
Yeah, it was killer. Like the whole stage show was like, it was them and Judas Priest, and honestly, like I love Judas Priest, but
Damn.
like Alice Cooper took it that show for sure.
I have never seen him not take one. And he'll always say it's because
Yeah.
he stays healthy, stays active, and you've got some great influences. Do you have other influences that help you with the music? Are there any movie influences you're into, or something else that you say it helps channel you musically?
I think everything, like I do consume a lot of like pop culture media. Like I actually filmed the video. So I have like
Dude.
the video for Bring Back the Fear. I have like that, like love horror movies and all that stuff. Like all those John Carpenter movies, a lot of those
Same.
like more recent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of those more recent like A24 movies like Hereditary and Midsummer. Love those. Absolutely love those.
So good, and you're one of many that bring up John Carpenter. John Carpenter, it
Yeah.
seems like, has influenced so many metal, and just those like, you know what I even love too with him. Not, of course, the great filmmaking and so many. I love everything from The Thing to Big Trouble Little China and Prince of Darkness and
Oh yeah.
Fog, Halloween. I'm a massive Carpenter guy. I'm sure you appreciate too though the soundtracks, the vibe that they
Oh
give,
yeah.
that they live and stuff.
Yeah, he does all that, and I was so like I I know that he plays live, but it's never near me, and I'm like, oh man, I want to go see that so bad. But yeah, no, John Carpenter rules. All the movies, all the practical effects. Like I'm a big fan of all that.
Dude, that's so cool. It's so crazy you brought him up because I just had a friend of mine go. I hadn't talked to him in a little bit, and he reconnected with me, and he goes, "You know what I saw last year?" He's like, "You're not even going to believe this. John Carpenter and his son or something do this live show," and he was sending me all these videos, and I'm like, bucket list. I have to see that. That is a must see if that comes around me as well.
Yeah, Los Angeles is the closest he ever goes, and it's like
Uh,
$300 a ticket, and that's like for me, it's like a 9-10 hour drive.
wow.
11, 12 if you're talking traffic in Los Angeles. But yeah.
That's a freaking plane. That's a plane ride there. And you said you filmed the video and I mean, you're a very talented guy. Clearly, you also filmed the video. Like, what do you mean you just filmed the video? Where did that come from?
We're all pretty DIY minded. Like all of us are like we have other hobbies and stuff, and we're like our guitar player Brian does graphic design for a living, so he helped like put together some of the I think some of the artwork. Our buddy locally, a different Brian, made the album cover. Um, like all of us have our own different like interests outside of it. Mine's like photography and like videography and stuff. And that's what I do for a living. I do like social media and marketing for military surplus website called Swisslink.
Oh wow.
And so I film all day, and so I was like, I want to try some cool stuff I don't get to try on, my normal job, and it's like some cool techniques. So like all that super blurry, cool focus stuff. Like we've filmed it one day after practice, like a couple weeks ago, and then I sat down with it, busted it out in like I think like 8 hours, and just sat at the computer, just
Wow.
got through it. Did it in one sitting, which is crazy to me, but sure beats paying thousands of dollars for somebody else to film the music video.
Oh, I know, because I deal with many bands and I hear some of the costs of things, man, and I'm like, that is crazy. So the fact you have that is another huge edge, and I mean the photography. I'm always amazed by some of the pictures you see. Something that was for me, being a big Slayer fan, a big Exodus fan, is I got to meet Lisa Holt. And, Gary Holt's wife, and she's into photography. I got to scream a Slayer in front of her out louder than life. I did a video. It was like, oh, I geek out, man. I geek out like a little kid. People always go, madman, you got to act like you've been there before. I'm like, I'm a fanboy at the end of the day. Like I get that excited. And the photography, that is so sick because that does take a talent, man. That really does. You have to have the right eye. You have to know what you're doing. And then especially take that into filming a video. That is just something to be proud of.
Yeah, no, I'm very stoked on how it turned out. It just took it took a couple hours of like filming and
Right.
doing a couple takes of each person, but it's like getting to stretch that muscle, and especially to be able to contribute in that way for the band it's very rewarding.
Yeah. So, dude, it's so sick. You've got so many talents. Just want to ask you real quick, when you finish the music, I know you've been sitting on it. I love to ask bands because I always get different answers. How do you feel when it's finished? I have bands that go like, I knew it. I knew this all was perfect. I have other bands that go, man, we could have done this different. We could have done that different. How do you react when you finish an album?
I think we went into it pretty prepared because we wrote the music and like played it live a couple times, like all of the songs, just to like work out any kinks.
Yep.
And then went in and recorded it right away. And so we felt pretty good about how it sounded. And the guy that we went to plays in another band with Brandon, and like he knows exactly what Brandon likes as far as tones and stuff are concerned. And like literally every step of the way, we're like, oh yeah, this is it. This is it. Like I plugged my amp in. Brandon actually lets me use. He has an old Sun 300T, just sounds amazing. And I just plugged straight into the front of it, and I was like, all right, cool, I'm done. Like I don't need to look for anything else. And it's like this whole band has been like that, where it's just everything's easy. As soon as we're done, we're just like, oh, I'm itching to get this out, and we just wanted to be patient with it and do it the right way. And that's why it took a year. The process, you know.
It from what I've heard so far, it is well worth the wait. I'm stoked. Where can everybody find Mordeo? I know you're on Bandcamp. I saw you have an Instagram. Where does everyone find the music and the account so they can give you a follow?
On Instagram, it's at mordeo.time. And in the bio, there's like a link tree to everything.
Perfect.
It's a little bit confusing because our links are like, I think it's just mordeo.bandcamp.com that has the links to all the pre-orders and all that stuff.
Sure.
And that's where you can find the music. So I would say mordeo.bandcamp.com is the spot for now.
Guys, go out and follow this. If you don't follow this band, I'm going to go out and nail all your mothers, and you know I'll never call them back. This is the Sludge Doom Crush you've been waiting for. This is fresh. This is hard. It's harder than me when I see a metal mom. This thing is perfection. I cannot wait till this album drops, dude. I hope I get to see you live. Dude, it's been a pleasure. Is there anything else you want to share or plug with anybody?
No, man, that's it. Just keep on riffing.
Keep on riffing. Listen to this, man. Dude, it's been a pleasure. You're the real deal. That was a fun time, and I wish you nothing but huge success, man. You are as real as it gets.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.